What's going on, people? Tottenham out of the Carabao Cup in the second round, losing 5-3 to Fulham on penalties. Iggy, where do we start, man? Where do we start?
Disappointing. Just disappointment to go out in the second round of the Cup. A Carabao Cup, a cup that we should be taking very seriously. Yet again, we've let it go, man. We've let it go, and not even in September, and we're out of the first cup. No European football. I felt that this cup should have been taken seriously. I expressed my concerns on the starting lineup right from the off. Just disappointing that, again, as I say, end of August, we find ourselves out of the Carabao Cup. I don't know, man. I don't know what more to say, man. The disappointment is clearly there. Some of the players were given a chance to really make a name for themselves tonight, to push the manager to make different choices during the league games, and I don't feel any of them answered really in that merit. So that's on them, on the players that stepped out there for not putting a good enough display, but also on the manager for making 9 out of 11 changes from the weekend's game. He also has to take his fair share of responsibility. And yeah, it's just disappointment. And disappointing, man. I still feel that we need to do some stuff in the market. I do feel we need to get 1 or 2 other players in and really let some of these guys that we saw tonight go. For me, Davis, Sanchez, Højbjerg, Skip, Perisic, they can all go. They're just not what we require. Maybe I might be a little bit too harsh. I don't know, man. There's nothing for me to learn from these players that I saw. The ones I'm mentioning out now, there's nothing more that I can learn from them that's going to make me think any differently in the future. Time and time again, like you said earlier on, they'll always let you down.
They will always let you down. Look, for me, that first 45 minutes was, well, first hour really was pretty horrendous. We didn't look like we were, we thought we were going to turn up. Fulham would have looked at that team sheet like we said, and they'd have thought, oh, we got a chance here. You know, if we'd have gone out, got 2 or 3 goals, then brought the players off and rested them up. I mean, look, we've got another game Saturday. It's not like we got another game in 2 days. It's just a bit of a. I'm not sure. Like you say, Andrew's got to take responsibility, and I think he will take responsibility for that selection. He obviously thought the players that he picked were good enough, or should have been good enough to get a result tonight. And then when we got the equaliser, Richarlison got the equaliser. We just never kicked on. We brought the personnel on, but we never kicked on. We never looked threatening. Like you say, I mean, Forster for me, he saved us in that first half. He kept us in it, right? I mean, look, getting towards, the penalty shootout, 4 of the 5 Fulham penalties were all in the same place. It's the luck of the draw. They obviously had a plan and they stuck to it. I'm not really sure why Sanchez was up there taking a penalty. You've got Højbjerg, you've got other players that could have put their hands up, Davis, even an Emerson. You've got Scarlett there, a striker. Why are these players not taking penalties? I just don't understand.
I don't.
And it's a critical one as well. The third penalty is always a critical one, and you've put someone like Davinson Sanchez on there.
He took the 4th.
Was he the 4th?
Sanchez took the 4th, yeah. Kulu took one before him. Son took one before him. And the first one...
that was it. Sonny was first. It was the third one.
Was it the third one?
It was the third one, yeah. It was the third one. The crucial penalties, the 3rd and the 5th. And we trust it in Davinson Sanchez. I don't understand. I mean, I know, look, they've been saying they've been taking penalties in training, but unless Sanchez was prime Messi or whatever, you're taking penalties in training, I don't know what, because it was so obvious. He ran up to the ball, opened his body up. There was only one way he was going to go. The keeper didn't really have to guess right. He didn't really hit it well. And it was an easy save. Other than that, all the other penalties were pretty good. You couldn't really do anything about them. They sent the keepers the wrong way. Harry Wilson banged it in off the bar. Look,
why must we go to penalties though? Why must we even go that far? This is what I'm saying. If that we made them the moment that we made those changes in, to know, from the weekend game to we made a game of it. We gave them the belief that they had the chance to get through to the next round. And that, for me, is the disappointing part. Obviously, the display, the first half, like you rightly say, wasn't good enough. We was nowhere near the level. They were the better side. And we got into it. We equalised because of one of their players had gone into the changing rooms to go and get himself a pair of boots. You know, that's how we got back into it. They had one man less. And that 5-minute spell is how we got back into it. And then after that, we made the changes, but they weren't good enough. The momentum was already on their side. Yeah, we got back into it, but all of a sudden, they had a couple of chances that Foster saved. We had one, arguably, you know, it just wasn't good enough. Overall, if you look at it over the night, you know, the course of the night, Fulham deserved to go through, you know. Yeah, we took it to penalties, but at the end of the day, it's just one of them ones. It's just such a disappointing night so early in the season, and this was we did this to ourselves in the sense of we had a good momentum going. Why not carry on that momentum? Why have we got to disrupt it for a cup game in and out? No replays. It's not like you're getting away with it. So, you know what, 1-1 taken back to White Hart Lane, you get another chance at it. There's no second chance, and that was my concern, and my concern has become a reality. Because I see it time and time again with these players that we called upon tonight. They're just a letdown. And we should be moving far and far away. Players like the Dyers, players like the Sanchez should be in the same bracket as Dyer's been put in right now. Højbjerg, where was his presence tonight? There was non-existent. Skip had the possibility to claim his, to put himself up against Sarr, saying, you know what, call me. That display wasn't there. The two wingers didn't do too well. Richarlison, apart from the goal, very little else. Mickey van der Ven, I say, you know, he held us together at the back there, because Davies was getting ripped in that first half, and Van der Ven was right up until the end. Right in that counter-attack in the final minute, he stepped in again. So, guys, there's not really much to say from between the first half and the second half. We did very little to I don't remember a 10-minute spell where we absolutely battered them.
No, there was
bad.
No, there was nothing in that game at any point where we controlled it. We got, like you said, we got the goal when Tete was off the pitch changing his boot, and after that we didn't kick on. We didn't. Yeah, look, Richarlison scored great, but players didn't stand up today. Players. You know, the whole what we worrying about in January now. Well, it's only 4 games now for African Cup of Nations. We can forget the Carabao Cup semi-final, first and second leg. So we got 4 games missing. So that then answers a question that everyone was talking about. I mean, I'm just absolutely gutted from the highs of that Man United game where we were stood behind, we were dancing, we were singing. I was almost in tears. To tonight, where it's just gone a full 360, and I just don't know. I just don't know what to say anymore.
Ourselves, we did. This was
we did. This was self-inflicted.
This was self-sabotage, man, and that's the part that I'm struggling with the most. It was a self-sabotage. There was no need for it, and there was no need to do it with those same players. That you cannot play with Emerson, Davis, and Sanchez from the start, man.
Yeah.
Why not complete the quartet and put Dyer in there? And that you know, it was like, like I said, self-sabotage. And I can't understand why we would do that for a cup game that we know that's self-important. The only thing I can think of that, Baz, that we have treated this cup game like one that isn't one of interest to us. Because I can't get my head around the mass rotation, and the first half, because you can say we've given the amount of players that we put in, not played together at all. They haven't played together at all. So it's literally a made up 11. Say, you know what, go out there, do your thing, And unfortunately, Fulham picked up on that and took advantage of it. And rightfully so, deserved the lead. And they got unlucky. I reckon they got unlucky a little bit with the equaliser.
Yeah.
Because they've gone down to 10 men. And then as soon as they got back to 11 again, even with our changes, yeah, it was a little bit better from us with the changes. But
yeah, I mean, look,
if penalties, that's it, really, isn't it?
And if you look at the stats, possession-wise, 60% Spurs. We had 10 shots versus Fulham's 14. Three shots on target each. We had 6 corners. They had 3. Yeah, I mean, the stats there would say that Tottenham had the better game, but we clearly didn't. And I think you're right. If we'd have won that penalty shootout, we would be leaving West London, with
saying we got away with one.
Saying we got away with one.
What we would be saying if we were there. We got away with one.
We got away with that one tonight.
And I said it as well during the game. If we get one here, if we manage to get past this round, we need to learn from the mistakes made tonight and not repeat them again. Unfortunately, we don't get that opportunity because we're out.
Well, we do get the opportunity because the opportunity will come in the FA Cup third round.
I see us doing it again. Maybe not the mass rotation that we did tonight, but I see us treating that cup game with zero importance, and I don't understand it. And I said it again. I said it earlier on. I would ask Sanchez, that would be my first questions. My first question in the post match would be like, why did you make the amount of changes, not the changes that you made, but the amount of changes that you made for tonight's game? Did you not consider it an important match? Did you not consider the Carabao Cup as an important cup competition for Tottenham this year? And he'll say, no, we play to win, we treat all our points. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. Your suggestions, your selection makes me believe that you did not treat this as a priority. We have no Europe, so now we go back to playing one game a week until the FA Cup comes into play. When does
January?
January. So until January, it's one game a week. Get rid of these players.
And the other awful thing, and we were talking about this today, that I was at the Man United game. The next game, Sheffield United, and then after that, it's Liverpool, and then after that, I think it's like the end of October. So it's like we're going to a game, and then we're not going to go to another game for 3 weeks. Excuse me, but look. For me, you were right when we were talking about earlier. No one stepped up. Where in that penalty shootout did Højbjerg step up? When did Davis step up? These senior players that apparently that love this football club. That they made look, Sanchez missed it, fair enough. But look, he stepped up and he took a penalty, right? But where was Davis? Where was Højbjerg? Surely they should be stepping up saying, boss, I'm taking a penalty tonight.
Exactly. That would have been asked. Who fancies it? Who fancies taking a penalty? And you would have had your Sons, your Maddison, Kulusevski. You expect those 3 to be up there. I said it. You expect your forwards to be up there. Scarlett, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't confident enough to take it. But you'd expect your forwards to say, you know what, I'll take it. Then outside of that, you're looking at midfield and you're thinking, anyone in midfield is going to step up and take it. And Madders went up there and took one as well. And then you're thinking, well, there's one more, yeah? Who's going to do it?
Maybe one of them was 5th, but you don't take it. You don't put someone like Sanchez on the 3rd penalty. Sanchez should be 6th, 7th if it gets that foul, right? Højbjerg or Davis should have put their hands up as senior professionals. No, we didn't get there, did we? 5-3. We didn't need to get there.
So 4 penalty takers, he took the 3rd one. You're right. Yeah.
So he didn't look. He didn't. It could have been Højbjerg. Could have been the 5th. Davis could have been the 5th. But why are they not sitting there as senior professionals?
Penalty takers have got to take them first ones. I said,
So Kulusevski. So look, Kulusevski. I get it. You take Maddison at number 4 because it could be going here or there, and you want it to be guaranteed, right? Nothing in life's guaranteed with his penalties. But to have Sanchez there taking penalty number 3, the crucial penalty. I don't know. I just don't see how. It's not like he's a Gerard Piqué or a Sergio Ramos or that type of player that's going to bang it in the back of the net, right? And I think, look, it's going to be more. Look, I think from an Ange point of view, he got it wrong tonight. Does that mean that we're all going to go in on him? Absolutely not. I think we took this competition too lightly. It's another opportunity to win trophies. And it's another opportunity where, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, how many games would have been left? We could have easily got into Europe straight away and we could have built from there. Now all we've got is one game a week. Then we've got the FA Cup. Yeah, I just don't know. You can sit there and say, oh, well, we're third in the league or whatever we are now, but, you know, we know that's a bit of a false position.
I don't want to hear any more. Perisic needs to play. Son needs to be dropped. I don't want to hear any more of that. I don't want to hear about Kulusevski not being quite when you with Solomon, play Solomon. I don't want to hear any of that. Right now, we've got to play the best 11 every game now, moving forwards in the cup. And the best 11 are the ones that have been playing in the recent league games, especially Man United, especially the 2 wins, Man United and Bournemouth. Anyone outside of that has got no leg to stand on tonight's performance. It's as simple as that. And players are no longer, I deem, no longer good enough for this club. Davis, the likes of Sanchez, the likes of Højbjerg, players that just didn't step up tonight. They got to go. If Højbjerg's head's been turned by Atletico Madrid or whoever else, get them out before the transfer closes. Same as Davis. Davis is not good enough anymore at this level, at left back or left centre back, whatever you want to play it. He got ripped. Last time I saw him play at left back against the Bremen at Brentford at the last home game of the season last year, he got ripped a new one by Bremen. Tonight he got ripped a new one by Traore, and then if that weren't enough, he had Wilson on that side, it killed him off. So he's not good enough. Outside of Doji, play whoever else, but otherwise play Doji week in, week out. Our back 4, 5 players, back 4, Vicario and Bissouma, are first team footballers. As simple as that. You can argue, Richarlison, whatever. Again, I say apart from the goal, little else really. Same sort of amount of contribution that is offered all the other times. Arguably, someone could go and take that place there. But outside of that, Sarr, Bissouma and Maddison, even Lo Celso tonight, a little bit disappointed, but even worse that he got brought off at half time. So none of them have done anything. And now they're going to have even more of a harder time because they will have to... The only hope they had was us going through the cup games to try and see a bit of daylight playing football. Now, with the cup gone, they ain't seen no football. So they can just surplus the requirement, get them out and stick with the 11, 12, 13 players that we got. We got to move forward with them because they are the team that are going to take us forward. Simple as that. If we can get in a striker in before the transfer market closes and perhaps a decent cover at the back, providing we can get rid of those players that no. Listen, I'm going in on them because I'm pissed off seeing the same players over and over again. These players who have finished 8th last season. I've got to see a defence tonight with Davis, Sanchez. Why? Why have I got and Emerson? When you put Emerson along those 3, and then you go and put the newest player that's just arrived at the back, Van der Ven, amongst them, you're asking for trouble, man. You're asking for trouble. And who do I blame? People say don't go in on Ange. Why? Why am I not going to go in on him when he's the one that selected them tonight? I'm not saving anyone tonight. I'm going in on all of them. Because I'm fed up of us not taking a cup game seriously. And I was worried. The moment when we got outside, we was coming in here, we saw the first, what did I say to you? I'm fucking worried tonight. I'm worried tonight because that was dangerous move to do that. And we've paid the ultimate price. The ultimate price. Yet again, following Nottingham Forest, following the Sheffield United, here we are tonight talking about another defeat to a mid-table team at best.
Yeah, 100%. Look, we're going to get into it. The post-match fan show is coming up. New season, same Spurs. We fall at the first hurdle in the first of only 2 trophy chances that we've got this season. The new kit, no one knows what colour it is. Beige shirt, beige performance from Spurs. We go out tonight 5-3 on penalties. We've limped out, and it's just been a disappointing night after the great start that we've had the first 2 or 3 games in the Premier League season. But look, join us for the post-match fan show. It'll be in the community section for those gold members. Thank you all for watching. 7,000 plus of you here at one point. We've had over 2,600 likes. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.